We're back and we're still here with Chris Walker at Avid Hotels. Right now we're in this gym. We just got our little workout on, so we ready to answer some questions now. But Chris, you HBCU graduate, man. You come from FAMU. What was your experience like there, and what did your time at FAMU, how did that time help you prepare for being in this kind of role as a manager for the hotel?
Nothing in life is given. You know, everything is earned. Being at the HBCU, it really makes you understand that, you know, life can hit you. You know, so you have to take everything serious. Success is a price.
Right.
You know, whether you're willing to accept that or not, you know, that's ultimately on you. But it does cost a price, you know, and at the end of the day, if you're gonna work hard, if you're gonna put in the work to do it, I mean, you're gonna put in the work to be successful.
Right.
Eventually, you know, some things, you know, do cost, and then I would say mostly on that end, it's usually your personal life. You know, your personal life takes a hit. So, but being there, you know, you meet a lot of people, you gain friendships that could be vital down the line to, you know, when you come out of college and you're looking to do other things, you know, you can reach out to certain people and they may be able to help you.
Right.
You know, and I would say that prepared me for where I'm at now, because I can be in a room full of executives and I can be in a room full of very important people, and my main objective is to leave a lasting impression.
Right.
Because to me, that may be my next stepping stone.
Right.
That might be my next bridge to whatever position I want to get. So I'm never complacent. So, you know, general manager may not be my last step. You know, I always thought about corporate too, corporate America. You know, so and then with IHG, that they do allow you to move into corporate, because so how the hotels work. You know, you have IHG, which is our corporate office, but then you have the different hotels which are franchised out. So by you working in these hotels, it also gives you the opportunity to move into corporate.
Nice.
So, you know, that's what my main objective is to, when I go into, you know, a meeting, I'll go into a conference, is always leave that lasting impression, because at the end of the day, they could help me.
All right. And I think that's important, because our HBCUs, they help prepare us for life after college.
Right.
And the fact that you said, I think it's important that you say it prepares you to be in a room full of important people and live a lasting impact.
Yeah.
I think that's big, man.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk about your opportunity specifically here in the HBCU community. How do we get more people from HBCUs in this kind of power position, in positions of management or even ownership?
I think that comes along with African Americans being in a place of power. You know, being able to hand off the torch to the next person in line.
Right.
You know, we can't do it if we're not at the top.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, you're able to help these kids coming out of school. If you're at a top level, you know, you're able to move them around. You're able to help them get into the company that your company. If you know your company is growing, you're able to help them get into your company. They come to you. You can't be afraid to help either. You know, I think a lot of times we fall into that place where, oh, I can't help them too much because they may take my job.
Yeah, right.
You can't think like that, because at the end of the day, you got to constantly do what you did to get where you're at.
That's
you know,
right.
you can never. It's no days off.
That's right.
And I've learned that it's never a day off. You can never make a mistake at this level, you know, because mistakes can be very costly to your job. But at the end of the day, you know, when you have young kids that's coming out of school, it takes that person at the top being able to help them and being willing to help them.
Right. And I would say also too, I'm sure mentoring would be a huge component of that as well. You know, people coming out of HBCUs being mentored by people like yourself or other people coming from HBCUs that have positions of power.
Yeah, no, just mentoring is a major factor, you know, whether it be in your field or whether it's on life. You know, you want to be a mentor to these younger people because they haven't experienced what you've experienced in life. So, you know, you're able to tell them, hey, I would handle it this way, not telling you how to do it, but, you know, I would handle it this way, or, you know, I might not take that step, I may take this step, you know.
Right.
So mentoring is big, and then to have somebody under you and that's, you know, willing to learn, that helps too, because they also have to be willing to learn.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you want people to take away from your story? You HBCU graduate, which I can't stress enough, man, because it's important that we put a spotlight on our HBCUs, because we have just as much, if not more, talent than any other universities out there. And I think a lot of our HBCU graduates and what they're doing, I think a lot of those accomplishments go unnoticed. But what do you want people to take from your story?
Life is a journey, you know. At the end of the day, it's a journey. You know, yours may be more complicated than someone else's, but it's a journey, and you can't give up. You know, you're gonna have the people that don't like you for no apparent reason. You're gonna have the ones where you seek approval from your loved one, or you seek the support from somebody, but that they end up giving up on you. You're gonna get that, but at the end of the day, you know, you have to have full confidence yourself, and I want people to understand, you know, I didn't deserve this job. You know, I worked really hard to get where I'm at, but I didn't deserve it, because it was someone in front of me that was well qualified and should have gotten this job, but they didn't take the opportunity serious. You know, I was noticed because of how hard I worked and how willing I was to learn the business. You know, so at the end of the day, God is good. You know, like He's brought me out of He's brought me out of so many situations, you know, and He's brought me out of situations, you know, blessed me with things I haven't deserved, you know, and I don't take that lightly at all, you know. And at this point in life, you know, I never gave up though, you know what I'm saying? So it was I want to say, you know, I'm far from where I want to be. But I know where I want to go. And at the end of the day, I think that's very important. Another thing is that, you know, you can never get too high. Stay humble. You know, so that was another one of my things. You know, I'm gonna remain humble, because I know at an instance it could be taken away. You know, because like when you're young, you have that time where you on your high horse, you feel like nothing can knock you down. And I went through that for a very long time. You know, every time I got to a spot where, you know, I'm going good, God kept knocking me down off my high horse. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until this last situation that happened in my life where, you know, I really had to take a step back and ask God, like, what is it that you want from me? And it was almost as if He was telling me, you know, every time I take you out of a bad spot and put you in a place of high position, you forget about me. You forget to come to me. You forget to talk to me. You forget that I'm even here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I don't even miss. You know, like I make sure every morning when I get out of that bed, I talk to God. You know, I tell Him I appreciate, you know, the things He's done in my life. You know, and at night I pray to Him. I thank You for bringing me through this day. You know, still where I'm at. You know, I tell Him, I even tell Him, you know, the things that I inspire, because I know inspired to do, because at the end of the day, you can't get it done without Him. You know, so my main thing to relate to people is just, you know, pray. I'll continue to pray and pray for other people, because you don't know what other people are going through. You know, when you put blessings on other people, blessings come back to you. So yeah, that's my main thing. Just remain humble and always keep your thing with God.
That's what I'm
keep your
talking
relationship
about, man.
with God.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's, like I said, we can talk about business, we can talk about HBCUs, but until God has His hands on it, man, nothing will happen. So I think that's most important. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it here. This is HBCU Excellence, where we show HBCU graduates, HBCU alumni doing excellent things. Like my cousin here, Chris Walker. You know, I'm a wildcat. He's a rattler, but I can still commend him, and I admire him for all the great things he's doing, and I know greatness is ahead for him. So we'll see you next time, and thank you for tuning in.